Welcome back, everyone, to Rod Vibes. Today is going to be a review over Expedition 33. This is going to be a review that I'm going to try to talk about the beginning parts of it, but not spoil anything in case you haven't played it. And then probably later on in the video, we'll probably get to the spoiler content. I'll let you know when that break happens, so that way if you haven't played the game, you can pause the video and close it out with things. So that way you can enjoy the full experience without watching the spoiler content with things. But let's get into it. So I wanted to talk about Expedition 33, or Clair Obscur Expedition 33. It released for the PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. It's a really, really good game. Highly recommend it. I know I talked about in one of my shorts that I was going to be talking about a review on it. The group that did this, Sandfall Interactive, small, as far as I understand, it's a small development company. They did a really great job with things, and just quite a good game. Has a really good story, good gameplay, and you can get invested into the characters pretty fast with things. Highly recommend you give it a try with things. They've got it so where now they were actually had physical copies of the game, and then they ran out, and then just recently they've restocked them at different GameStops for a good price with things around that $40 or $50 range, so you can easily pick it up with things. I know since they've restocked with things, but I make sure and try to get a copy if you're going to get a physical copy or a PC version as well. I mean, they've got the online as well, so both are good options as long as you give the game a try and see what your thoughts are on it with things. It's a really, really good game. So it's a role RPG game. It's role playing with things. You have to level up the characters as you go along with things, but that's part of it. It's a different story, and it's different than what a lot of other games have come out with recently. And that's one reason why I really like this game, because it's very different than what a lot of other games have come out with, as far as like it's, the same kind of combat with things that you see, like normal fighting games, there's strategy based games, but nothing like super original. Or there are things that are different with things, but this game takes it to another level. In terms of creativity, everything, like in the story, they had their own story writers. The fact that they made this game in like 5 to 6 years is really, really good in comparison to, there are some games that take up to 10 years. So to do this great of a game, it has a really good soundtrack. So I highly recommend the game. I highly recommend it. You've got to play it, and I don't want to get into the spoilers without it being, when I played the game, I didn't look into the spoilers with things. So I recommend don't do that. Play the game for yourself. Play with the experience, and experience it, and you'll really like it. I think it's probably going to be Game of the Year. So I know there's a lot of like Nintendo games that are coming out with like Donkey Kong Bonanza for the Switch 2, and then there's the Mario Kart World, and there's several other good games that I just mentioned the Nintendo games, but there's also several other big games I'm not thinking of right now that I know some people have commented that are potential Game of the Years. But in my opinion, this is a strong contender for Game of the Year. So before we, I think that's going to probably wrap it up for my spoiler content with things. So let me know what y'all's, before anyone who leaves the things, let me know y'all's thoughts on if y'all are picking up the game or if y'all are giving it a try. And if y'all do start playing the game, let me know y'all's thoughts. So I'm interested to hear what y'all have to say on it. For everyone who's sticking around for the spoiler, this is kind of the cut point. So talking about the game now itself, we get into the game with, Gustav, Mael, and it ends up that Gustav sacrifices himself, and then, and then they continue along the story, and then Renor and the paintress, the main, who's the mother of Mael, or who's the mother of Alicia with things, ends up getting defeated as well. So both the father and mother end up getting defeated and out of the painting. And it's just a very interesting story, right? I mean, I know I'm curious to see those who have played the game, what your all thoughts are on it, but isn't it quite amazing how they all came together with a story in the game, how they made this entirely world that's like a painting, this canvas, and these characters are in it, and they're literally, you're investing in Gustav, you're investing in Mael, you're investing in Luna, Cecile, and Monaco, or Monaco, and you're heavily invested in all of them. And then the fact that, you don't even play as Monaco until Gustav goes away with things. But that's the shocking point. You get so invested into the characters, and you're like, man, these are so great. And the gameplay is really quite good with the parrying and the dodging. And I know I saw another YouTube video about someone making the content about it, like, how it's kind of fun. But I'm like, it's still good gameplay. I mean, it's really fun. I don't know about y'all, but I think it's a really good gameplay with things. So, and then you get invested in the characters, but then you see one of the main characters like die, and you're like, oh man, like how in the world am I going to move past this? But then you realize that the whole point of the game, or one of the primary points, was that he would die, and then Verso comes in, or the painting of Verso comes in to fill that void, even though that void will never fill. Even though that void will never go, like it'll never go away with things. And it's kind of, I don't know what y'all's thoughts on it, but it's just kind of crazy to think that it's like, they come out with this story, and it's all part of the plan. That's like, oh, well, Gustav dies, then the painting of Verso fills that void, just like the painting of Verso fills the void for the family. So the painted Verso, he's the one who's kind of like filling that void for everyone. And then at the very end, you can choose who you want to pick as far as Mael or the painted Verso, as far as what ending you want to pick. But it's just kind of like, and then you can continue the story afterwards or start a new game with things. But it's kind of like that dynamic as far as like what the story's going through, as far as where the developers were taking the people who are playing the game, the story. And one thing that makes it so great, and I would like to hear y'all's thoughts on this, is they continue to build upon itself. It's like the game continually seems to like get better as it goes along as far as the story goes. I don't know about, I would say the gameplay as well, but you start getting more and more invested in the characters. And for me, I know some people are like, well, Gustav will, Verso, the painted version of Verso will never replace Gustav. And I agree with that. I agree that he won't fill that. But I have to say the painted Verso, I don't know about y'all's thoughts, but his moveset was really, really good. So his moveset, his moves and stuff, like he was really like a strong character, one of the strongest on my team with things, and I think on a lot of other people's teams, because they made him really, really strong with things. Would it have been nice for Gustav to stay? Yes, but ultimately, like, I understand it was part of the story, and it makes you understand more of what's going on with things. Like, oh, well, this is why, and this is why the developers did it this way, or as far as this is why the story was carried out this way. It's really, really quite a good game. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are on this. I know I said I was going to do a review on this, and I mean, like I said, I'd probably put it Game of the Year. In terms of like games that I've played, it's a toss up for me when it comes to like some of the best games. This is definitely one of the best games I've ever played. It's a toss up between that and Batman Arkham Knight, as far as the number one spot for me. Because Batman Arkham Knight, in my opinion, was one of the best games that I've played. But this is right up there with Batman Arkham Knight, even though it's totally different genre. It's totally different, like, story, different gameplay and everything. The amount of things that you can do in the game and the characters and everything, it makes it really, really quite good. So let me know y'all's thoughts. And if I was thinking about actually streaming this game, but I ended up not streaming, and I'm thinking about doing streaming of the games and maybe some other videos. And I'd like to maybe do some videos where I actually include like gameplay in the videos, but I didn't want to do it for this one because I don't want to like I know this is a spoiler-free video, but yeah, I didn't really want to do that for this one. I just wanted to talk about it. But let me know if I should include gameplay next time, or if y'all would be interested if I did live streaming, or if y'all are interested in me continuing talking about gaming content. Really, I would like to try to build this channel around, a large part the gaming community with things. And maybe I might try. I'm thought about maybe trying to do a retro video game pick me up video. So. But let me know y'all's thoughts in the comments. What are y'all's thoughts? Is this game worth it? Is it going to be probably like game of the year? Is it, going to be one of the best games that's come out for 2025? So let me know y'all's thoughts in the comments. In my opinion, it is, but let me know what y'all's thoughts are in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, would help, and let me know what y'all want to do as far as with the videos moving forward, because like I said, I want to build this a large part around the gaming community. I want to try to build videos that y'all like and that I would like making. So, but like I said, definitely give this game a try. Highly recommend it. All right, y'all have a nice day.